Hey guys, what's up? Hope you're having a beautiful day wherever you are in the world. Today is a really quick message and it's just called Lessons on Lessons. Lessons on Lessons of Life. It's like a tip to help you with any situation that you're in or dealing with or are confused about or have like hesitation on any decision. And the tip is to understand like there's a lesson on a lesson. There's a lesson and a lesson and a lesson and a blessing. What do I mean? I mean, like, we're all here to learn the same lessons. Every single one of us are learning the same lessons, but in different span of time and through different experiences. So that's why it's important to identify with everyone's struggle and to not feel like you're better than anyone. There should be no type of superiority or inferiority felt by anyone who is a human being. You know why? Because we're all born from the same creation. We were all created from the same origin. And that is my point to prove that we're learning the same things. It doesn't matter if you're rich, you're poor, you're black, you're white, you're human. You're a human being. That's what you are. So, we're here to learn wisdom, honesty, patience. Love is the largest. Faith. Through different situations and how it comes upon us is God's way of letting us know like it's what's best for us. Like, you know, we're being put on the best path, our destined path, and our decisions are altering it as we go. So in order to make a better decision, like, I'll give an example situation. Like, we have to respect each other's individual journey. Always. You may not like it, and you can put your honest 2 cents in and actually probably help that person. But respecting each other's journey is being honest with each other. And I'll give you an example. One lesson that we learn, every single one of us has to go through. Well, if you're an orphan, you still have to go through it. Like, this is the example. Forgiving your parents. When you get to the 20s, our 20s, you know, and we want to start experiencing who we are in our life and you know, go through situations and people, like, this is the time where, like, we like to go through love relationships and you know, learn as much as we can. Do not waste your 20s. I repeat, do not waste your 20s. I'm only in my second year of my 20s, and I am so glad that I'm learning and failing forward quickly. So do not waste your precious 20s because they are the foundation for the rest of your life. Like, you can change in your 30s and you can change in your 40s, but why not fail forward and learn as much as possible and gain as much wisdom as possible in your 20s so that you can set yourself up properly and happily and never have to feel like you have to settle for anything or you have settled for anything in the past or regrets or anything like that. So, example is forgiving your parents. We all have to do this. It doesn't matter if you are an orphan. Now, my point makes sense. It doesn't matter if you're an orphan or not, or if you're a human being and you're born and you've made it to a point in your life where you're mature enough to understand the concept of forgiveness, you are going to have to go through the lesson of forgiving your parents. No matter what, no matter if they passed away when you were young or later in life, no matter if they were around you or they gave you up for adoption or they've been around you your whole life and they've raised you and still raising you until you moved out. Whatever the circumstance is, every single one of us has to go through the decision and go through the process of forgiving our parents for the way they raised us. Because there's some things that we don't like and that they would, like, you know, the way they raised us. And there's some things that people blame their parents for, and they live their whole lives blaming their parents for the way that they are when it's really you. You can change it. You just haven't forgiven your parents for the way they are. So the point is, like, what can come out of that? 1, respecting their journey. Sounds weird, right? Like, how you forgive them by respecting them? What? Like, it's weird. Respect their journey. They tried to raise you the best way they knew how, or with the tools or the resources they had. You may have had a happy childhood, you may have not had a happy childhood, but your parent tried to do the best for you, even giving you up for adoption. In their brain, in that time span, whatever situation they were going through, they had to make a decision because they thought it was the best one for them. Whether you liked it or not, you liked who you became, you went through bad relationships, foster homes, you know your parents because they're sitting on the couch right now, you know, while you're watching this video, right? Like, they're like in the room next to you, right? It doesn't matter. The point is, do you forgive them? And we all come to this point. Whether I'm still kind of in the process, but not really, because I've forgiven them, and now I look at my parents as like human beings. Like, I ask them for advice, I ask them for real life situation problems, like, what would you do if you was in my shoes in this situation? Like, and they'll answer me now. Before, when I used to bring it up, they used to have a hard time answering me because we were still in that awkward, like, you know, like, you're the child and I'm the parent. But I would think about it. I was born through you guys, or you, mom or dad, whatever the situation is. I was born through you to learn from you. So you got to teach me everything you know. You got to tell me all your mistakes. You got to tell me all your failures. You got to tell me what happened. Like, give me the breakdown. And, you know, if you never get that from your parents because they're stubborn or uptight or they don't feel comfortable telling you, you have to forgive them for that too, because they're still, their mindset is maybe warped on one tinge or one stigma that they shouldn't be able, like, you're the child and you're supposed to do what I say and this way. And like, some people don't get to forgive their parents or have that realization they don't get that until their 30s. Some people get it really young. Some parents are like really honest and straightforward with their kids at a very young age, under 10, over 10, before 20, like, which is great. Sometimes it might go overboard, and, you know, they try to reel back and be like, no, make the same mistakes I did, but but you did it. Like, it may be, you know, you gotta pick and choose when you want to release something that you feel like will be helpful to your child. That's up to you. That's your parenting. But like, I did it when my parents went through a bad time. That's when I learned to forgive them, because I felt like it's between y'all two, and you guys need to communicate and respect each other's journey, which you haven't. So now you have to go back and rewind and come back to the conclusion, like, were we not communicating on this? Like, you know, they had to go back on their own, but I didn't want to be in the middle of that, and they tried to bring me in the middle of that, and I was like, yeah. So like, I had to learn to forgive each of them, like my mom personally, my dad personally, you know, and I have a separate relationship with my father, and I have a separate relationship with my mother, and now we are in like a good place where, like, now I treat them like human beings, like I still call them mom and dad, but I treat them like human beings, like a life. Like, you're helping me with life. Like, you're guiding me with life. This is what I was here for. Like, I'm going to fail on my own. I'm going to have my own experiences. Respect that as well. Like, parents, respect that for your kids, because you want to, like, protect them and coddle them. And that can destroy them because they're not getting that room and that space to learn. And, you know, I've seen people who don't get this opportunity to grow in that space, to forgive, and, you know, move forward and have their parents, like, you know, my parents let me make mistakes, you know, and which I thank them for doing that with me and my older brothers. And, you know, that makes me have a much more be level-headed in my decisions and my choices, and know what I want, and be more responsible with myself. So I do thank them for that. But yes, that's one example, and guys, there's so much more. But like, if this could help you, if this situation can help you, we're all learning the same things. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to speak out and get someone's opinion, and, you know, the right opinion, like, you know, something that you feel like is going to help you, that resonates with your soul and is is feel like it's helping you move forward in these good steps. So that's it, guys. I will see you later and have a beautiful day. I love you guys so much and see you next video.